Welcome back. We continue to bring you conversations here on the Daily Roundup. Now, as violence continues to grow and cases become exceedingly concerning in Namibia, the community has taken initiative to find ways on how to address this high alarming issue. The Restoration Community Development Organization is set to host a community discussion which aims to shed light on the underlying factors contributing to violence. Joining me tonight is Salomo Mushinga, acting chairperson, alongside Hiskia Tjaronda, a board member of the Restoration Community Development Organization, to elaborate further on this. Gentlemen, good evening to you both. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, sir.
Absolutely. Now, let's further start by understanding, the pressing social issues or patterns of violence, that prompted the launch of this community dialogue. How was the theme, conceptualized and to respond to actually these realities that we're actually facing? Let's start rather with you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think it's our social responsibility as a regulator. We have different kind of activity that we run through the years.
Yeah.
So during this year, we have identified the key issue of violence that is taking place within our country. So it initiated the conference that we are going to have. So now we are looking at the element of violence in order to see how are we going to have possible solution in order to address the issue. So we are having a couple of themes that we are looking at and sub-themes, and also we invite different presenters that they are going to share their experience from various institutions, high learning institutions, community members, those one also that were affected by violence, so that they can share their case studies also with us. Very well.
Salomo, let's talk about the themes that he just mentioned that you're of course trying to, that you're trying to prioritize during the discussions, especially for those that are silenced or rather feel overlooked.
Yeah. One of the themes we are looking at is understanding the boy and the girl child.
That's right.
That we need to really give them both attention and not just focus on the girl child. And also the role of the church as well, what it can do for the communities. That will also be one of the themes that will be addressed. The identity crisis is also another topic that one of the speakers will be dealing with. Navigating the transition from boyhood to manhood, from girlhood to womanhood. So that speaker will also be addressing that area just to show the Namibian nation, what are the challenges, what are the crises that people face, and how do those things end up later translating into violent and bad relationships in the long run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hiskia, talk to us about the excess of, equitable, inclusive, and transformative education, that actually, disrupt the cycle of violence, and what reforms are actually needed to make education more inclusive to especially local challenges that we of course know now.
Thank you very much. I think most of the issue that we need to deal with violence not necessarily in the community to say it. Violence started at home. We need to have an engagement where we raise awareness within our homes first, so that our children can able to understand what causes violence, so that we can start educating already, because I believe in the statement that said charity starts at home. So we need to have those platforms at homes, then we take them also up to the schools, so that the schools also can able to open up and teach our kids what is the consequences of violence, how do we tackle violence within our community, how do we tackle violence within our environment, so that they can able now to be educated in order to understand the consequences of violence at an early stage.
Yeah. Salomo, if you look at the practical ways that local authorities and law enforcement need to take to restore and sustain accountability and cooperation in volatile areas, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the role of local authorities is really much needed. It needs to be amplified. We need to see more action coming from our communities. But one of the things that we can look at that can help is community policing initiatives. They are really needed. We also need to have leadership integrity. because there is a bit of a mistrust now. Some citizens are no longer trusting institutions. They are very skeptical. But when we have leaders who are really leading with integrity, people can turn to institutions for help, such as, for example, the church. As example, we need strong leadership of integrity in the church so that people can turn to pastors for help, for counseling, for advice. So that is one of the key issues that we are really looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. And beyond this gathering, what broader implications does this dialogue actually hold for national cohesion? You know, when it comes to trying to really give notice to our policymakers to actually take this even more serious. What really is the broader implication for dialogue when it comes to this matter?
I would say number one is the really building and cultivating a culture of peace.
Yeah.
Just showing a message that Namibia, we are serious about peace, and we take a zero tolerance towards violence in our communities. Mm-hmm. That is the first message that is coming out of this dialogue. And we need active participation. We want to build robust support systems in our communities. And we are sending out a message there that violence, really engaging with issues of violence, is a collective responsibility where everyone has to be involved and really take an active role and play their part. Yeah. So this dialogue, it's a blueprint of what we want to see happening in Namibia going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hiskia, let's talk about the long-term vision of how the organization actually is envisioning to nurture as well as, you know, also create peaceful communities. Who are you hoping to partner with, the policies that are required to actually sustain this vision of this organization?
Thank you very much. The organization, as we have mentioned before, we are looking at the element of wellness and well-being and welfare at the same time. So we are having quite a different division within the organization that deal with certain issue. The first division, we are having wellness, health awareness raising. So we normally also, we have a calendar where we have different activity that we conduct during certain periods. So, and also we look at charity division where we want to plow back in the community. We want to help the community also in their development. We collect items. We partner with the National Organization so that we can collaborate. We collect this item, then we can able to go back to the community. We identify a community that are in need so that we can able to support them. Also, we are having counseling division where we deal with counseling, where we work in hand collaboration with the Ministry of Health. We get nurses, we get the social workers so that they can come and talk to us in terms of the counseling so that they can able to counsel. Also, we look at the Ministry of Gender also.
Very important.
So that we can involve them. They are having social worker that they can come in, and then also we organize talk show like this one, then they come in our space and then speak to the community. So at the end of the day, we are looking how do we make sure that our community are empowered so that we can able to tackle these issues.
Very well. Mr. Salomo, let's talk about when and where this community dialogue will be taking place, and how can members, especially those who are interested in the public engagement, and how they can actually participate in this dialogue.
Yeah, the conference on breaking the cycle of violence and nurturing communities will be taking place on the 21st of June, 2025. That day is going to be a Saturday, and it's going to be taking place at the Recordio Center in Katutura in Windhoek. The ERF is 1191 Katutura, just along Independence Avenue. From Katutura Post Office on your way to the west, you're going towards Soweto Market, you find a white big hall on your right. So that is the venue where it's going to be taking place. And the time is 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. So, yeah, so we just want the community to be involved. Come and listen, come and participate. Just hear how you can play your part as a Namibian citizen, as a peace-loving Namibian citizen. So we are really hoping that people will come out in numbers to come and listen to the strategies and the plan of actions that we're putting on the table to help our communities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Hiskia, as we wrap up our conversation, what is your message to a call of action, especially to our viewers, and also to reflect on this growing challenge? What would you like to leave with them tonight?
Violence is a shared challenge that we find within our community. So we invite all the community To make sure that the community participate in this event, we are not charging anything. It's a free event. We want every community member from all the walks of life to come in and have participation and take part in this initiative so that we can come up with a solution that can able to address the violence that we are facing as a nation.
Very well. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for a very important conversation. Perhaps would you like to share brief final remarks, Mr. Salomo?
Yeah, just on what you mentioned is that sometimes we think that we know all about violence, domestic violence, but there's always something that you can learn and pick up. Because this issue has been addressed so many times in our communities, but just come and learn. Never think that you know it all. You can always pick up a nugget that can help you in dealing with relationships, in advising people, in helping someone turning away from a wrong area, for example.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, once again, such great work that you're doing. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, we wish you all the best for the dialogue and hope to speak to you again after of course, to get more results from what happened there. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Hiskia Tjaronda as well as Salomo Mushinga from the Restoration Community Development Organization who were talking to us about a discussion, a public dialogue that is of course set to talk about this pressing issue of violence. You are invited to be also part of this event, so please do make sure that you get the necessary information through this platform, of course, on how you can engage and be part and participate in this very important discussion. This is the Daily Roundup on NBC. We'll be right back with more information.